Hello guys, welcome to Anna's Landad Racing. Just a quick video in response to a video somebody else put out. If you've not seen that video, go and give it a watch and you'll know exactly what I'm on about. Just type in BIKC 2025 and you'll see some crazy dude talking a load of rubbish basically. So yeah, anyway, in response to that, I'd just like to say obviously 95% of what he said was obviously untrue. Jake was accused of, was it pushing or punching a marshal? Probably pushing or punching, maybe that would have even been a bit too far for him. But pushing a marshal, again, which obviously didn't happen. That marshal actually sent me a message horrified at what he'd said, saying, you know, it's obviously untrue. Jake would have been immediately thrown out the building if he'd have done something like that. So yeah, that's number one, untrue. I think the incident he was most angry about, if you like, was in the final. A lot of people have seen that now. A certain driver having his hands fully off the wheel, deliberately turning left into the barrier. You know, watch it, make your own mind up on it. We accept, we got black flag for it, yep, it's racing. Jake was sat in 5th place, was podium right ahead of him, having started right at the back. You know, what's he meant to do? Just sit there. You know, he tried his best, he tried to get through the field. Yeah, that's racing. We take the black flag on the chin. Jake stayed behind after. He watched the podiums. He was having pictures with the guys who won. He congratulated every single driver on the podium. Yeah, I'm sure all them guys will testify to that Jake was a good sport. He stayed behind. Did he cover himself in glory in Heat 2 and Heat 3? Definitely not. You know, we drew 2 of the worst karts in the fleet. This is rental karting. This happens. You know, there was accusations made against Warrington staff saying that they gave us all the best karts last year, and you know, things like that. A lot of bitterness. I'm not going to go into any of that really, because obviously it's a load of rubbish. You know, dug out James Hislop quite a lot on his video as well. James is a good guy. You know, James is the one who gave us the penalties, and do I think some of them were very, very, very soft, which you're going to see in our video coming up? Yeah, I do. But I understand also he's got a tough job, and you know, we have no sort of beef or anything like that with Team Sport, James, you know, anything like that. It's racing. You get some decisions and you don't get some. You just get on with it. The other one, the Kart 19 incident, the one where he said it had only had 1 complaint and they swapped it. Again, not true. Benji Hamilton had it the race before, did really bad in it, and Benji reported the car. He said something felt loose on the front and something was vibrating at the rear. So after qualifying, we were, I think he got that one right, I think we were 13th, which, you know, obviously the car had a major issue. That car got pulled and we never saw it all day on the Sunday either. So obviously that car did have a serious problem. So what was he expecting? Jake's saying that he thought the front wheel was loose. So, you know, does that guy want him to go out and race with a loose front wheel? I think, and don't quote me on this, but I think when I asked James later on in the day what the actual problem was, I think he might have said that the wheel bearing was damaged, and that's what was causing the movement on that side. So, you know, look, that's one of them. We then went out into that race, starting very low down, and obviously Jake was here to win. You know, we've tried to make places up. We have received a couple of penalties in that race for loading, which again I'll show you on the video when you watch it. I think it's really unlucky when you look at other drivers tap type thing. So yeah, anyway, we took the penalties. Which was I think it was last place after all the penalties. And then when he was sat in the pit lane, he sort of, you know, and I wouldn't say it was, well, watch it when our video comes out and you'll see, it wasn't like a smash and a punch at the actual screen itself. It was 2 hands, and he sort of like flapped his hands onto the side of the wheel, you know, the toughest part of the wheel, But again, he shouldn't be doing it. You know, I'm not defending him on that, but it's not like he's punching this, you know, physically banging the screen or anything like that. I'm sorry for the sun in the background. I'll turn left there in a minute. So yeah, so that's that one. We got a penalty for that, which didn't really matter anyway because we're at the back. I was more annoyed that, you know, Jake should have kept his cool, 100%. So that was that one. And then Benji Hamilton goes out again in Kart 20, which again turned out it was an absolute pig. So Benji complained about that one, and then we got that kart next. They had done something to it which did actually improve that kart a little bit. So yeah, again, I'm not digging Team Sport out. I've already said that, you know, to have 40 karts all the same is nigh on impossible. So I still think they did a good job in getting the majority of them where they needed to be. So for rental karting out of a fleet of 44, you know, for me, we had probably 3 karts that, you know, slipped through the kart testing, let's just say. But 19 was removed. They took that out, didn't use it all weekend. They did drop 20 back in, and 20 was probably 5-6 tenths by the time it was about 1.5 when Benji had it off. Sorry, a second off when Benji had it, and then it was probably about 6 tenths off when we got it. So I think we managed to qualify P4 in that, and yeah, we picked up another penalty, a very, very, very soft penalty in that race. Again, it'll all be in our video. You'll see it. It wasn't a penalty, and I'm sure 99% of you will agree. I thought they got it wrong, but again, this is racing. They're looking at all the racing on the day, and some, you know, it's some you're going to get right, some you're not, and some are going to be debatable, and you know, all that. So again, me personally, no complaints. Jake at this point, obviously, it's the second kart that he's had that has, you know, been way off, and yeah, his emotions have boiled over a little bit on the way in. You know, he has been sort of shouting, but you know, you're shouting to yourself, you know, and you know, it's not like he's pointing at someone going, "You over there, you're a," or "you're a." He's sat in the car, he's coming in, and it's like flipping heck, you know, flipping heck, you know, he's frustrated, you know what I mean? So that was that, you know, that's where he, yeah, lost his head, 100%. And then he's got out the car and, you know, basically not wanted to speak to anybody. He's walked back through the pit lane, straight out the door and into the van. Did he go through the door pretty sharpish? Yeah, he did. Did he kick it, punch it? No, it didn't happen. He's basically just gone through the fire door, lively-ish. Didn't, you know, he's not slammed it, took it off its hinges or anything like that. If we did, you know, we'd have been kicked out on the day. Of course we would. Well, I don't know. He's lying. It's that simple, because he's there. So the guy's lying, which it doesn't sit right with me at all. He called Jake a horrible little bar steward. He called him a horrible child, I think it was, on multiple occasions. You know, grown man behaving like that. Yeah, I'll let you guys decide on you know, all that sort of stuff. I thought his driver throughout the day, you know, he never once mentioned anything that the other boy had done, you know, and you know, crashing on purpose when you get overtaken to bring red flags out, which happened 3-4 times. 3. It could have been 3. It was definitely 3. It could have been 4. Don't quote me on that one. You know, nothing said there. I know exactly what Jake can be like. Is he a little angel? Is he innocent? No, definitely not. Does he make mistakes? Yes. Does he lose his temper now and then? Yes. Is he a little sometimes? 100%. I'm allowed to say it. He's not. Well, not publicly anyway, because he's now got Team Sport Motorsport UK onto him for it. So, you know, I still don't want to say. I'm not in it. I know I'm not like, I don't want him banned, or I don't want his boy banned. It'd be a shame. His boy's a really good racer. He is. He's quick, and he's a good racer. So definitely don't want to be seeing him getting banned or anything like that. I wouldn't want to see a young kid, I think maybe 15, affected by something like that. I think probably the things his dad said's probably embarrassed themselves enough. So leave that one there. Have I covered anything else? Yeah, he dug out the 2 Hamilton lads, you know, saying they're taking him out on purpose and stuff. Any of you guys that watch Benji's stuff, Rory's stuff, you'll know. 2 of the straightest lads, nicest lads, great respectful racers you're ever going to meet. So them guys are not making national finals and going to try and take, you know, somebody out that they barely even know type thing. It's just not going to happen. So, yeah. What else? What else has he said? You know what? I'm going to leave the rest. It'll all be in our video. I'm in the middle of editing it, so you guys can watch it for yourself. But yeah, 90% of what he said was complete lies. You know, it's quite funny actually, you know, because something ironic here. You know what the guy actually does for a living? He owns a carpet and upholstery cleaning firm, which is what I do also for 20 odd years. So I've actually got a few things in common, and I still don't understand why the guy actually doesn't like me, you know. Maybe jealousy's a terrible thing, but do you know, if that guy picked up the phone now and rang me and said, listen Phil, do you want to sort all this out and have no more beef, which I haven't got any with him, I'd say, yeah, no problem. Yeah, let's just put it to bed, get on with it, and yeah, no, there wouldn't be any issues. So yeah, there's my update anyway. I've not gone on for 20 minutes. So yeah, make your mind up on it. If you've watched the video, you know, you'll know what I'm going on about here. So yeah, look forward to the video. I hopefully should have it done over the weekend at some point. Put it out there. You guys can watch it and let me know what you think. So thanks for watching this. Sorry there's no racing in it or like that, but I did feel like I had to come on and just maybe defend ourselves. Yeah, just defend ourselves a little bit, a little counteract the arguments that the lies that he's put forward, and give my version of it. I think you guys know that I'm many things, but I'm not going to come on here and lie about things like that. If Jake could have done some of the things that he said, I'd be saying now, yeah, he's done it. You know, we got to work on it. You know, it shouldn't be happening. The only thing he did was he lost his rag in heat. But heat 3 was the main issue. Yeah. Keep an eye out for the video coming up, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye bye.